What's going on, everyone? It's my back again, and this is your match preview. It's Everton against Burnley, a game that Everton will go into off the back of a decent point against Newcastle. It weren't a great performance, but it was a decent point, and it probably gives us that little bit of a shot in the arm that we've need. Everton have gone 13 games without winning. I think it's 7 defeats and 6 draws. But in that time, Everton haven't, I'm not going to sit here and say they haven't really looked like winning. They've been in winning opportunities, but they've bottled it. I think the one that stands out to me is maybe Brighton away, a game where Everton were 1-0 up until the 98th minute. 1-0 up against West Ham. But this is a game that Everton have got to win, in my opinion. This is a game where Everton have got to... They've got to find a way of getting that 3 points. Score goals early, kill the game off, be creative in the middle of the park, and you just don't quite know. Burnley are also going into this game on the back of 4 games without a defeat. So you've got contrasting emotions here, and Everton side that doesn't want to match a record which I think dates back to 1937. And a Burnley team that is showing a little bit more fight of recent. And look, let's be straight about this. This Everton team have got some players in it that have underperformed all season. I'm not one of these people that believes that Everton have been underperformed, overperformed. I think this Everton team has massively underachieved this season, irrespective of the points deduction. I think this Everton team could easily have been competing to finish 11th, 12th, 10th at a real push, but certainly around the 11th, 12th, 13th mark. And they aren't. They aren't. And the reason for that is because they've been so poor during this period. And if you take out that 6 to 8 game run in the middle of the season, this Everton team would be very firmly in the bottom 3. Very firmly. Them 4 games where we took 12 points and, the couple of draws, and we've been okay. But these are the games now at home we have to win. Burnley, Forest, Brentford, Sheffield United. These are all teams that Everton need to be beating, and I'm not digging out Burnley at all. I'm not digging out Forest. I'm not digging out any of these teams, but we have to concentrate on ourselves, and on ourselves right now. This Everton team have got to produce something. They've got to show what they are capable of, and that always concerns me, because every time we've been in this position, we have bottled it in some capacity. We've been 1-0 up at home to Brighton. We've been in winning positions at home, and we just either haven't killed the game off, or we haven't seen it through, or we've fallen apart at the end, or we haven't even turned up, or we've had fantastic games where we've played really well and done nothing in front of goal, and therefore we've lost the game. It's quite frustrating at times this season how essentially Sean Dyche has got away with it. He's absolutely got away with it at times, and he got away with it against Newcastle. He got a point from a terrible performance, in my opinion. I thought it was a shocking performance, boring, lethargic, but we got a point. And actually, when you're contrasting emotions, is we need points. Well, we need points at the end of the day, and that is where we are. We need points. Another thing I'm also going to mention is the fact that we seem to look better with Vanana out of the side against Newcastle, which is absolutely mad me saying, but there is a reason for that. Onana is a very Hollywood ball, and what I mean by that is he's definitely a player that thinks 2 steps ahead, but he's not what Everton need right now. Everton need somebody who will put the foot on the ball and keep it, composure, relax. A player like Andre Gomez. I honestly think, I know people might disagree with this opinion, and I get it. It's just opinions. But Onana doesn't start for me in this game. Onana doesn't start for me in this game because I don't think we need his physicality as much as we need composure on the ball. So the three that I start in midfield is Ledrissa Gane, Andre Gomez and Abdoulaye Doucouré. They're the three that I start in midfield. I then put Danjuma on the left-hand side. I'm not bothered who plays on the right, whether it's McNeil or Harrison, I don't care, but one of them. And simply because Calvert-Lewin scored against Newcastle, hopefully his tail's up, hopefully he's feeling a bit more confident. He starts, and the back four, Coleman comes in for Godfrey. Mikalenko, if he's fit, plays. Two centre-halves players, as you know, and obviously Pickford in goal. Pickford needed a good performance against Newcastle, and he put it in because I had been concerned. He'd also had that moment with England. But, Burnley are going to come to Everton, and they're not going to be scared at all. They're not going to be scared at all at coming to Everton, and nobody is. This Everton team, I think they've won 3 games at home this season. It's not good enough. It's not acceptable. It's so far removed from what Everton is, and some of the other channels and podcasts and some of the things I've heard this week, I disagree with. Some of the things I actually massively agree with by a massive channel, so I'm not going to dig them out at all. And I agree with what they said about this game, and I've agreed with what they've said actually a lot recently. But there's been videos about how the fans need to get behind the team, and the players need to be supported 110%. There's not a single match-going Everton fan that doesn't back this team 110%, and that frustrated me when essentially a comment similar to that was made. This Everton team have to be up for this game because of the fans, and as a result of that, the fans will get up for the players. And it works in tandem. It is a relationship that only works built on 50-50, out of trust, out of hard work, out of dedication. Because if you think it's easy singing for 99 minutes, watching Everton this season, it's very difficult. The players have to get the fans up for that. But equally, we understand our job. The things that are being put in place, the marches, the walks, all of that is being put in place to support these players. These players have to go out and show us that they care, show us that they mean it, show us that they're not cowards, they're not scared about the fight ahead. This Everton team should not be going down, even with a points deduction, even with a 16-point deduction or something stupid like that. Everton shouldn't be going down. And I mean that because the games that we've been in the lead, or the games that we should have won at home and we haven't, we shouldn't be in this situation, but we are, and we are because of our own making. We are because of ridiculous decisions that we haven't had. We are because of PSR rules, and we are because we haven't played a good football or we haven't scored enough goals. We are where we are because we are not good enough. This Everton team should be good enough on paper. Also, this Everton team have created all of these chances, and they've got goal scorers that can't score. So all of this has to change. So, look, I think Burnley come with a game plan. I think they make it difficult. But I do think Everton win, and I'm going for an Everton 2-0 win. And I think Calvert-Lewin scores. And I also want to touch on 777, MSP a little bit. Rumours are that MSP are very confident they can pay off the MSP, which is Colin Bell and his associates. I think it's £156 million on around the 15th of April. Now that's fine, being comfortable and confident to do that. It needs to be done. If the Premier League, which is what they've alluded to in recent statements, are sort of saying what they're saying, which is basically, look, Moshiri's dragging this out because these can't prove that they are financially resilient enough they can afford to buy the club. They can't prove it. We're not going to go, yes, that's fine, tick the box off. So you either have an owner that walks away and finds another buyer, or we keep going down this process until they can prove to us that they can afford to buy Everton. Now, part of this, there's loads of reasons this could be happening. One, they haven't genuinely got the money, which is, I suspect, probably the case. Two, they are in real financial trouble themselves, 777. And three, and this is the biggest one for me, which I don't believe is, but it could be, is that the Premier League don't want Everton bought. So I think there's a whole big raft of things that we need to think about. There's apparently another consortium of people that would be interested in buying Everton behind the scenes. Look, we just need someone to buy us and to fix us up financially, because Everton at the minute are an absolute shower of poo. Guys, keep smiling, keep supporting. I'll see you tomorrow for the match reaction. But yeah, up the toughies. Peace.